All right. Hey, hey. Welcome back, guys. All right. So here we go. Saggies. Let's get into a little retrograde message. So just be mindful, Mercury retrograde, Mercury's not going in the reverse. It rather is simply lapping Earth because it moves faster on its orbit. So just like a hands on a clock, passed by 12, it's never going in the reverse, still going the same way, but at some point it might look like it's in the reverse. But really, what it represents is a certain passage of time, right? If something orbits and comes back around, it's our chance to look at something again. It's our chance to be, a little older, a little wiser, because some time has passed. So we've learned more. And now we can look at things with a fresh eye. So, what is it that might be returning or showing back up, or would maybe merit a second? More evolved or more wizened consideration? And it says Page of Wands. Okay, so Sag, by the way, this has number 25 is on this for no good reason. It's like somebody has a tag attached to something that's like number 25. Sometimes I look at it as like something that is at an auction, or, maybe that's a price tag. Something is $25 that Sag is like, oh, I want that. I want to buy that. This could be coming back around to maybe it's like, I want to take a class, but it's $25. Ooh, I have a second chance to do this. This can be about inspiration and the first step toward a journey, or the first like ember of passion. So we could look at this as a date, a price tag. I don't know this, excuse me. You got to forgive me. I'm dealing with the forest fire smoke, and my asthma is kind of behaving pretty good, but I'm going to be a little bit coughy here and there today, and probably for the next few days, but not too bad. We got the Magician. Well, we do have, with the Page of Wands going to the Magician, things are ramping up. Excitement here is ramping up. Sorry, guys. Give me one more on that. This is about transformation. This definitely could be somebody who's like, oh, I really want to take that class. Now I have another opportunity. It could also be because now we have the Nine of Swords. The Magician, or the alchemist here, he's looking at how to transform something. I thought it was Sag at first, who's like excited, and there's a second chance to go buy something's back in stock. I've saved up my extra $25. I can afford to buy that now, or I can afford to take that class now. And that could still be the case for Sag. Opportunities are here. Opportunities that will build Sag the life that they've dreamed of, or, allow them to decorate their house the way they've wanted to with that $25 item that they needed to purchase. Whatever this is, the opportunity is coming back around for Sag to do something that they've wanted to do, that they feel would transform something in their life. Whether it's, now I can finally decorate my house differently, or now I can go learn something, and then that in turn can get me, certified, and then I can change my career path. But here's the thing. There is something else showing up. We have a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, possibly to consider. So we have this splash of positive second opportunity showing up that could, greatly transform something for the better in Sag's life. And then we have a second pass of our thoughts about something that was stressful. We have the Moon. I wonder if Sag is all of a sudden dealing with a little dose of sorrow. Notice has very blue tones, like I'm sad. I wish that somebody knew I was going to do this now. I wish this could be like I'm missing somebody, like a loved one that's on the other side of the rainbow bridge, because it's very much like an energetic, my ancestor is floating around, but I wish that they were here so they could see me, doing this great thing that I'm going to go ahead and do for myself. And I do feel like it brings up a little bit of stress. Like, I don't think they know, but I wish that they knew that I'm doing this. Seven of Cups. Okay, this isn't about an ancestor. This isn't about a loved one on the other side of the rainbow bridge after all. This is, with the Seven of Cups, we have somebody who is far away. And I'm not saying that what Sag is doing is like, I want an ex to know that I'm, going after my dreams and I'm, putting one of my big plans into play that they weren't supportive of. I'd love to rub their nose in the fact that I can do this. I don't think it's like that. I do think it brings up a little spark of like stress. Maybe it's like, I don't even want this person to know that I'm about to go ahead and go after one of my dreams, that I have another opportunity to pursue something that I've wanted to do since I was 25 years old. Now I'm really going to go do it. This could be, yikes, I hope that so-and-so, I hope I can keep it a secret. I hope they don't hear through the grapevine, because I don't know, would they want to all of a sudden show back up in my life? This almost feels like there's an unnecessary amount of stress, because hey, we can pursue whatever we need to in our lives, regardless of whether or not other people, they're responsible for their actions. We're responsible for ours. But this question mark of like, what would they do if they found out? See, we have a King of Wands and we have the Fool. It's like Sag says, yeah, but if I go after this, because I kind of think Sag is going to be very, very successful. I have to say, if this is a second opportunity, and I suddenly have a flash of like, Sag could do something that's going to become very noteworthy. They could open a business that's going to be really popular. They could, become somebody who's famous. They could do something with this opportunity that arises that is one of their like true talents, hopes, wishes, dreams, or goals, that they're finally going to really just go after it, really pursue it, because the opportunity is the door is opening again. And I think Sag is going to go for it. And I think they're going to be a smashing success. And I think deep down they already know this, but it seems like they worry, what if that makes an ex return, all of a sudden professing all this love, and they show up out of the blue? Maybe this is a person who has the capacity to derail Sag. Maybe Sag is like, what I don't want is for somebody to come out of the woodwork, to come and profess their undying love for me, and to come from the dark side of the moon and want to romance me, because for all I know, I'll fall for it. And I don't want to. Maybe there's a reason this person, gives me grief, or maybe it's even, I don't want somebody in my life that then I would rely on if in the past I either didn't think that they were trustworthy, or I don't know. It definitely feels like Sag wants to keep this a secret from somebody who might come in to try to offer them a big old love offer, which is just interesting to me, because I don't know why, unless there's something dubious about this person. Six of Swords in the reverse. Sag is like, because I'll get lost on them again. It'll be somebody that if they do this to me again, I got over them. I got beyond this, but I'm always afraid that they'll show back up just when my life is going really well, and they'll derail me, because this person has the power to do that. And even if they come in and they're oh so different, oh so loving, I'm wondering if Sag doesn't trust this person's consistency. And they'll come in and they'll act like they're great. But you know what? I know they're always somebody who's a 7 of Cups. 8 of Cups sideways. This keeps being like Sag saying, I just don't want to hear from the ex. I'm of two minds. If they were different and everything could be, I could trust it and all of that, maybe I would have wanted that. But I don't know that I'll ever be able to trust them. So even Sag is kind of like torn in half. Sorry, guys. Which I think is very understandable, right? If somebody has the power to derail us, and it's like, just when this person has a knack for showing up, just when I'm doing great, just when I get these second chances to do amazing things. Like, I'm almost wondering if, let's say once upon a time in the past, Sag was taking a class, they were in a program, they were going after their dreams, and at the time they were dating this person, and then because of some upheaval and maybe a breakup, Sag's grades fell, or they gave up, or they just said, I'm too overwhelmed with this right now. I just don't have the capacity to go after my dreams, when now I have to go heal myself. That's what this feels like, is there's this trepidation of this great opportunity is here, but it's like Sag is associating wonderful opportunities with the memory of the past, which is somebody who has the power to derail me. And oh God, what if this comes back again? Just like this opportunity comes back again. Yeah, but what if so do they? Let universe give Saggy some comfort or some support here. Because my response would be, well, but Sag doesn't have to take anybody back. The universe says there are things to make peace with. Okay, and what are the things to make peace with? Because all too often we go, oh, Judgment card means they're going to get back together. No, this is about reconciling and making peace with certain things. Here we go again with like plucking our dreams out of the sky. If we're, reconcile with the fact that I do see this as Sag, right? Sag has been somebody who's a go-getter, and they make their plans, and they make their life organized and tidy, and they succeed. However, yes, we can see that once upon a time, then Saggy's, journey got kind of wonky and wobbly. But if we look at this dress, I think that the universe is saying, but Sag, here's the thing. When somebody or something unexpected throws us seemingly off our path, and now our little rows of stars are not so neat and tidy, and we're not, these perfectly spaced parallel, year after year, I constantly make successes in my life, and I constantly, reach my goals. It's okay that sometimes things take us on little winding switchback trails. Sometimes it gives our life a different pattern, sure, but it doesn't mean bad. It means we're growing in new ways. So if Sag makes peace with the fact that instead of like being stressed out, oh God, what if that person from the past shows back up, especially, it's retrograde. What if I got to hear from them? What if they derail me? The universe first says, hey, don't even think about they derailed you. Maybe the meeting them took Sag off of the very consistent path for a hot minute. But you know what? Undoubtedly, when we weave and we wind a little bit, we are seeing other landscapes. In fact, if you really look, this would have been a more expedient route. Instead of going round the skirt again and again, year after year, month after month, Sag actually just took a shortcut. Meeting that person, even though it seems like, yeah, but they broke my routine, the universe is like, but look at this. You actually, meeting them got you way up here. You didn't have to go around, 7 more times to get here. They actually helped you find a shortcut. It almost is hinting that Sag meeting somebody did change Saggy's life, but not in the negative way that Sag thinks. Sag doesn't seem to like their routine broken, but the universe says, but two things can be true at the same time. Someone can break our routine, but it doesn't mean that they destroy our progress. Sometimes they show us the expedient route, and we actually get back on track way faster. Like, let me put it in this context. Maybe Sag wouldn't be so excited or hellbent to have this, like, because this is very determined. Like, I am so going to get my success this time. I got a second chance at this. You better believe I'm going for it. Maybe Sag wouldn't be this hellbent to like latch on and make the most out of this opportunity had they not missed this opportunity before because of this person. Maybe this will like, and it doesn't have to be the same opportunity. This could be something a little bit different, but Sag is like, I will never again, like waste a moment, because I know all too well, sometimes we can wind up losing time when we get off our path and then have to find a way to, sort through our life again and get it back on track. So this person could have been, whether or not Sag knows it, a huge boost to Sag, because look at how they are now. They're a master manifester. They don't waste a minute. They don't skip a beat. If they want something, they latch on and they go all in on it. I want this for me. I want this to be my life. So I think having somebody who got them off track once upon a time was actually, if Sag can conceive of it in this different perspective, it says, nah, that person didn't cheat you out of opportunities, Sag. That person taught you sometimes shortcuts come in funny ways, and you're closer to your dreams, your bigger dreams and goals than ever before, because you're more determined than ever before. I don't think, what about if Sag has to be worried about this person showing back up? Is there a message about that? 9 of Wands. The universe says, Sag, it's just because there's still a little bit of unhealed energy. When we're really healed from something, we don't worry about whether or not an ex shows up or whether or not somebody reaches out. This is just because it's like, I don't want somebody touching that old bruise. There's still a little bit of healing. But I will say this, Sag is already at the 9 of Wands. Wounded warrior, yes, but more warrior than wounded at this point, because one more wand and Sag will be totally over it. The only reason Sag is just a little bit concerned is because they're like, I'm not 100% healed over what had already transpired. And while that is so understandable, it just says, that's okay. Be gentle with oneself. we can't control what someone else will do. If an ex is ever going to reach out, they're going to do it because that's what they feel like doing. But as far as Sag goes, if we know that we're still just a little bit, sore over something, a little wounded still, acknowledging that and then surrounding ourselves with gentleness and support might be better than any kind of self-admonishment or punishment or anything like that. So it just says be real gentle and kind to oneself right now, Sag. Giving oneself greater support, being around people that love us, people that we feel safe with, people that are going to lift us up, all of that might, and also being kinder to ourselves might do a great deal to help Sag not stress out about that. I'm just excited because it looks like Sag has another opportunity to make a really big dream come true, whatever that is. I don't think they're going to get derailed at all. I think this looks amazing. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.